morning. Good morning. It's January. I always like to reflect on the weather when I begin this. What's it like where you are? It looks like it's going to rain again a little bit. There's those clouds that seamen report portend rain. That's how it is over here at my place. So, great to see you. Great to not see you. Great to not see you. I know you're there. I love it when you put hello in the chat, because then I know who is here, and then it helps me. I literally think about you while I'm giving the instructions. And many of you, I know the way your bodies, well, I knew your bodies a little bit, and I calibrate for my perception of the body that you had the last time we were together. Okay, so good thing that I'm not in charge and that you're in charge, and we'll move intelligently this morning. I wanted to talk about. I hope the day comes when we can all sit down and share what we've learned during this time, and how maybe what we've learned has changed our practice or changed our life. And one of the things that I'm learning for sure is I think that I have functioned well in the eye of the storm. That when there's a lot going on, it has helped to center me in some way so that I attend to everything. But I have missed a lot of small moments. I've missed a lot of detail. And one of the great advantages of this time has been to turn my lens to the little things and to see how magnificent they become when I'm focused. And I think about that in regard to travel. One thing with travel is there's constant movement, and I've gotten to travel, fortunately. And here I'm learning, I'm traveling, but I'm traveling in the same space. And I was recalling this morning the phrase that attention is the most basic form of love. And so there's been this awakening of a kind of paying attention to just what's going on here. Like yesterday, the paper whites. I'm growing a couple of plants on the washer dryer, and they're opening, and maybe I would have missed that before. So I wanted to share that with you because it's certainly relevant to our practice, that sometimes we'll have big aspirations for our practice, and actually the magic is right here in whatever moment we're in. And I also wanted to recall that if we look at the Yoga Sutras, there's a lovely analogy of the two wings of a bird in our practice. There's drawing our attention to a particular space or moment or object. And then when we find that it has flown, we let go of wherever we went, and then we return. So we have these two wings of drawing the attention. Sometimes you might even find that the mind would prefer to be out there. So that's interesting. No, let go, and then return. And that's the beauty of beginning again and again and again and again and again. So let's begin again, lying on our backs, please. Yeah, lovely. Thanks for letting me know that you're here. And once you have come down onto the back, Let's bring the knees into the chest. You know, this is a situation right here where it's so easy to go into just automatic pilot because we do it all the time. So let's just feel what it's like to hold our own legs in this shape. We gradually in our practice go from conceptual experience, busy mind, to direct experience. And we feel what it's like. Right here, feel the hip creases. Feel the way the belly feels this morning. And then we'll release the left leg long. Keep the foot flexed and draw the thigh in close to the rib cage. You can remove the arms for a moment just so you've got that. Good, reaching out through the heel. And then we'll go ahead and roll the right leg to the right and set the foot down on the floor if it'll go down. You may find that the right shoulder blade comes off a little bit. Just release it down. Extend the right hip away from you to whatever extent you can. And then we come all the way back in and we'll switch the legs. This is for those of us who like twists. First thing, we can interlace, feel the weight of the hands and the help that they give the leg. Then release the arms. Send your leg over to the right. See if the sole of the foot will come to the floor. And then transfer your awareness down into your left hip, but sinking the left shoulder blade at the same time. Good, couple good easy breaths, sweeping through the body. Navel draws to spine and we come back. Good, both knees come back into the chest again and draw the thighs in as close as you can. In fact, the tailbone can lift off here. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Keep the face soft, is that possible? And the throat soft. And then let the tailbone sink. Take the right leg over the left leg. And roll the legs, so like opening a book, out to the side. We can hold the feet gently. Let's take it easy because we've probably got some talking hips. Feel just the weight of the back of your shoulders. Go looking around in the body for areas that you don't attend to very often. And then we switch. Other side. Hands might help first. We know to meet, if we find a wall, if we find an obstacle, just meet it with tenderness. And give our attention to what we find. Okay, so let's unwind now. And we'll roll forward and back. If that doesn't work for you, please come to hands and knees. Let's take a few rolls. Treat it like a massage. And go slow enough so you can feel each vertebrae landing, transferring the weight. You can use your arms to help you. So as you come forward, the arms come forward. And as you go back, the arms go back. And of course, we're looking only up. We're not looking to the side when we roll. Let's do one more. Take it slow. Okay. When we come up, we cross the ankles, the hands come to the floor. And separate your shoulder blades. So separate your shoulder blades so you've got this mounding, this rounding here. You can press the feet in. Imagine that you aren't pressing the feet in and that you're lifting from your lower navel. And then walk your feet back. Okay, good. Tuck your toes under and shift your hips back. So we do wake up the feet here first. Pressing the hands into the ground and your feet are parallel with each other. Softening the roots of the toes. We might notice, can we feel here the roots of all 10 toes without moving them? Can we locate them with our attention? Good. Then slowly come up onto hands and knees and sweep your left leg back, keeping the hip points level, the right arm forward, and reaching. Draw your lower ribs in a little bit, and then let's exhale and bring the knee to the elbow. Inhale, open. Exhaling. We'll do 3 more, attempting to keep our attention right there with the movement. And then releasing the hand and the knees slowly. This is so interesting. You think about dancers and how attentive they are to every bit of the movement. So take the right leg back, left arm forward. Feel the breath move through the body, draw lower ribs in. And then let's try that, elbow to knee. You know, like as if here was the only place to be. Sometimes we have to slow down a little bit to get ourselves here. Good. Hands down, knee down. All right, so we tuck toes under, lift hips up and back. And in this variation here, we'll keep the knees bent, so we draw the pelvis up. Draw it up a lot. Yeah? Breathing, feeling as though the pelvis is like an umbrella, way up and back. Good. Go ahead, then walk out a little bit. Walk out the feet. And straighten the legs any amount, but let's not sacrifice the spine. Long spine. Roll the shoulder blades around the side body, so as if the side of the shoulder blades was coming toward your sternum. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, look past your hands, step or float forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, folding. And push ground away. Inhale, come all the way up. And let's release the arms. Okay, mountain pose. But we'll take the left foot back behind the right foot, so the ball of the left foot's on the ground. The knees are bent a little bit, and we sweep the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, extending over to the right, opening the ribs. Holding the whole motion in our awareness, the whole shape. Can we feel our knees here? Can we feel any extra gripping on the standing foot. And then lower the right arm down slowly. Open left side. Then inhale, rise up. Exhale, left foot lands, right foot back. Ball of the foot, interlace. You might interlace the other way. And then growing the right side. Watching the breath. And then maybe the left arm extends away, opening a little bit more. Then inhale, rise up. Exhale, releasing the arms. Palms come together at the heart. And we'll open with the Gayatri mantra. If you know it, please join me. Om Bhurrbhuva Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om. Good. So let's take the arms up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, folding forward, out and down. And inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, palms down, step back to plank pose. Take a breath here in plank. Fill up the space between the blades. Wake up the whole body. Good, knees can come to the floor and the whole body comes down. Point your toes back, fingertips to the floor. Inhale, lift the chest. Root the legs. Exhale, slowly lower. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. All right, now let's take the elbows. We're going to hold the elbows with our hands. Lift the legs and lift the arms upward, almost like we're extending the triceps with the opposite hand. We may not feel like we're going very far at all, but this is good. So see what you can feel as you make your body as long as you can. It's like one of those low kayaks. Sweep your breath into the upper arms. And then hands down. And lift up and back. So your hips are over your heels. And then downward facing dog. Good, draw your navel to your spine. Remember that little external rotation of your arm bones. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, look past your hands, step or float forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Push the ground away. Inhale, rise all the way up, palms touch. And we'll fold forward again here. Fold forward, out and down. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, step or float back and lower through on the same breath, or knees and torso down. And then inhale, cobra or upward dog. And exhale, back over the toes. Okay, so we're going to move the right foot to midline and cross the left foot in front. So it's left ankle in front of right ankle. Notice what this does for the Achilles tendons and the gastrocnemius, the big calf muscles. Keep the kneecaps lifted. And then the left foot lands and we cross right foot over left shin. And we just watch, bring our attention to this. What does it feel like in the body? And we unwind. Good, feet back to what we'd call normal, yeah? Inhale, exhale, knees bend, look past the hands, step or float forward. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, fold, release. Now from here, in this forward fold, would you cross your right foot over the front of your left. So right ankle over left, inhale, draw the sternum away. Exhale, fold in. We could keep the hands on the floor, or we could take our hands and grasp the elbows, or we could interlace the fingers behind the back. And so this becomes a bit of a balance pose. Let the sternum sink toward the ground. And we feel everything there is to feel. See if we can really dwell in this moment. It's one of the advantages of bringing a little balance to what we're doing. As soon as we go into a balance posture, we've got to bring our attention. And then whatever you did with your arms, release that and cross now left foot over right. Grasp opposite elbow, or when you take your arms back, interlace a different way. Blades draw together. Can you feel a sense of it's quite minute, but a sense of waterfall down the front of your spine. Steady the gaze. Just watch everything the body's doing just to stay right here. You notice if you lengthen the line from the soles of your feet to your hips, that might provide more stability. Good, and then we unwind that and feet back to normal. And then let's bring the coccyx toward the pubic bone on the way up. So we round. Good, then sweep the arms up. And yes, indeed, let's come into chair pose. Sinking the hips back. Come up onto the balls of the feet, steady the gaze. Squeeze the legs together like you've got a block between your thighs. See if the heels can come right over the balls of the feet. And then land the heels, inhale, rise. Exhale, folding forward, out and down. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, now bend your right knee and sweep your left leg back behind you. And we're going to turn and pivot so that the toes are out. Yeah, and the heels are in. And we'll settle down in here. Take hold of your thighs and roll them out a little bit. So it feels like the outer edges of the thighs are drawing downward. You can move back and forth a little. Just wake up the inner legs. Yeah, sometimes we'll meet postures in this practice where we won't want to be there. I think this is one for me for sure. And where do we go when we don't want to be somewhere? That's a really interesting question. And then, can we be here? Can we feel what's here to feel? You know, give it our full attention. Okay, side to side a little bit. Now, because of what we're going to be doing today, would you bring your hands to the floor and come back and forth here? The heels can come off. We just want to get a little bit, well, tiger-like seems a bit much, but like we're stalking prey. Back and forth. And each time we go, we might find a little bit more room in there. Okay, good. So now at center, let's take the hands to the thighs and a couple of twisting with the breath. We'll inhale, exhale, right shoulder to midline. Inhale back, exhale. Gotta feel it. Now where'd the mind go? Couple more. Can you feel as you twist that the navel moves away from the arm that's pushing? 2 more. Good. Then when we come up, turn left foot in, bend right knee, settle the hips downward. Good. Hip points face, they're facing forward. Right thigh rolls out. We'll take warrior 2, extending, pushing back through the back foot. And then reverse warrior. Inhale. Exhale, elbow light, please, on the thigh. Left arm sweeps. Stretch open left side. Good. Turn upper arm bone out and down. And draw lower ribs in. Good. Then sweep up. Pause in Devyasana again. So we turn the toes out and the heels in. This time arms up. Now feel the soles of your feet. And it's even. Front to back, side to side. Sense of arches, lifting a little. Good. Then right foot turns in. Arms extend out after you're sure that you've got your pelvis level. Steady the gaze, draw your attention. Good. Right arm slides down lightly, left arm extends. And then elbow light, very light. Turn rib cage, extend. Root into your back leg. So the sole of the foot. Draw the sit bones together a little bit for a little bit more stability. Good. Then when you inhale, rise up. Turn your right heel in just a little bit and see if you can come down. The hands may need to come to the floor. Did you get that? Then come back up and go to the other side. Keep it light. Good. Then through the middle, take the hands to the floor in front of you. Send right leg back, lower down the way that you do. Inhale and exhale back. Just let the body come to stillness here, stillness with the breath. Inhale, exhale, bend your knees, look past your hands, step or flip forward, and then inhale, lengthen. Exhale, folding. Inhale, when you rise up, have the palms joined at the top. Exhale, then release the arms, right arm under left. Palms come together or hands to shoulders. Sit down. Come onto the big toe of the left foot. Steady the gaze. We just bring all our attention to the midline in whatever we're looking at. And we might cross left leg over right, hugging in. Good, then we open the wings out. Exhale, cross, come to the other side now. So left arm under right, hug in, find midline. So interesting, when we steady our attention on the breath, how long do we have before a thought shows up? Good, then inhale, open out. Exhale, release, mountain pose. Let's pause in mountain. So how long did you have? How long did we have before another thought? And then sometimes we really like the contents of that thought, so we'll hang on to it. Can we just let it go? Good, then sweep the arms up. Bend the knees again, come to chair. Draw the palms together, and let's cross right elbow around left thigh, twisting. Moving the navel now toward the left. So I often say liver moves towards spleen. If this is too much at this point, take right arm to the inside of the right leg. Send the left arm up. Good, knees still stacked. And then feel the spine. And we arrive here. It's one of the greatest gifts we can give to each other, is actually arriving in each other's presence. It's one of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves too. We inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart. Then we cross. You may feel the hips moving slightly. They shimmy to the left. Keep that long line from tailbone through top of head. Take the variation that works for you. And let attention arrive here. And when it wanders, return. And then we inhale, rise back up. Exhale, folding forward, out and down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step or float back. Either meet in downward dog or lower. And set yourself in the dog. Drawing hips up and back, make your legs really strong. How strong can the legs be? Then slowly lower your knees to the floor and rise up for a moment. So we've got the spine vertical now. So from here, we might take the fingertips to the floor as we do this. We're going to cross the left leg over the front of the right. And take your feet as wide as you can. They might come off your mat. And we'll see if, yes indeed, this is a balance pose. Some of us may want to have a block here because it doesn't work for our hips to come all the way up. But if we can, we're going to balance. Feel your femur bones move into midline. And if your arms are available to you at this point, let's take right arm under left and pull the arms upward. Watch the body, watch the breath. And then release the arms, take the hands to the floor, tuck your toes under, would you? And see if it's possible to rise up onto the balls of the feet here. The answer may be, it is not possible. In which case, you will take your hands forward and draw the hips back behind you. If you can keep your toes tucked under, do. But if this is available, the toes are tucked under, and we're going to make a balance pose out of this. Arms could be forward, or in cactus, or maybe right arm under left. What I suggest is lift your pelvic floor a little bit. Imagine that you've got a string up through the top of your head. Hug midline. Notice how much easier it is to come to present moment awareness with something at stake like your balance. Okay, release the hands, come all the way out. Good, then from here, left knee is down, right leg comes in front. Right knee in front, left knee back, take your feet out wide. See if it's available to come up. Draw the femur bones in toward each other. Remember, block is your friend if you're working on this. If you're working on this with the block, pull the hips forward as much as they'll go. And then hang. Slowly rising. Left arm can go under. Pulling the arms upward. And just paying attention as a form of love. Paying attention. Good, then slowly release the hands. They come back to the floor. Tuck the toes under. Either extend forward or with toes tucked under. Pull back. See if you can find your balance. Good, be lifted from above. Set your arms. Hug midline. Observe breath. Okay, slowly we come down. My goodness, unwind, take legs back, downward facing dog. Just let that whole experience go. So when we're practicing being present, wherever we are, we've got these two wings of the bird. We might notice that what we'll do is we can bring our attention to the moment, to what's happening right in front of us. And then when the mind wanders, sometimes humans insert some judgment, like, oh, what a loser I am for not being able to do this. Stay present. So that's just extra that's not needed. Just let that go, begin again. Send right leg up and back. Come up onto the ball of the left foot. Then thigh comes forward and the foot lands or we bring it forward. We come up into a high lunge. Good, as we've been doing now for a number of weeks, we send the arms upward. We draw the lower ribs in. We extend through the back leg. We open it out and we feel what it's like to be here. Then we release the arms behind us like wings. We set the belly down on the thigh and we launch ourselves forward, coming into warrior three. Pulling the palms upward, scooping the left hip in so the hip points are pretty level. Push back through the heel, lengthen through the top of the head, steady the gaze. Then inhale, rise all the way up. Bring your foot up to the inside of your right leg, anywhere along the leg. Be the tree of your choice. Steady the gaze. Steady the attention. You know, so interesting, this idea of how much of ourselves can we bring to a moment. And there's a point at which it becomes almost risky to give ourselves completely to a moment. This is a business about allowing for love in our lives, yeah? Okay, so we bring the thigh in close, interlace your fingers around the shin, draw the thigh in close to the ribs. Some of you will take the hand to the right hip and sweep your left leg out. in front of you, but let's keep the mountain in this. And then take the leg out to the left, transfer your gaze to the right. Then slowly bring the gaze and the leg back. Take your right hand now to the outside of your left foot. Send the leg forward, reach the left arm back. Knee can be bent, little twist. Steadying attention. Good. Then we release the left leg like a pendulum. It goes back behind us. We come forward to the floor or to a block, the fingertips, and we send the left leg up. If we keep the hip points level, it won't go up as high, which is just fine. Sweep the sternum forward. Keep the body fluid, so no locking. And we might keep the left hand on the floor, bend the knee and reach back and see if we can find the foot, draw the foot toward the sit bone any amount. We're still here. Still here. Release right hand to the floor, bend right knee, and gradually now make your way down, coming to a seat, okay? So we've got this cross with the right foot over the left thigh, but for some of us this doesn't work. We could have the right foot by the shin. And then take your right hand back behind you. Turn your spleen toward your liver. Root the sit bones. Left arm can come around or we can hold the leg. Steady the gaze. Lengthen the spine. Invite the breath to steady. And then do the subtle work of drawing our attention to right here. Like this is all there is. Then we look forward and we gracefully come forward. Take the hands to the floor, sweep the left leg up and back. Go ahead, open the hips this time so the left hip bone can be over the right hip bone. And then dump the sternum toward the floor. Dump is an awfully strong word. Drop maybe. And then bend your right knee slightly so your left leg comes to the floor behind you. Turn the toes out and then gradually make your way over to the left foot. Okay, maybe that was graceful, maybe it wasn't. And then keep it low. Come to the other side. All right, now come low. Take your hands to the back of your mat. Sweep the left leg up and back. Hips are level. Come up onto the ball of the foot. Draw lower ribs in, and then thigh to rib cage and land your foot. Push back through your right leg. So just aware as we make our way up. Lower ribs draw in. Strong back leg. And then arms draw down behind us. So take the palms way back. Set the belly down on the thigh. How slowly can we come forward? Lifting up into warrior three. Good, all here. That's the beauty of balanced poses, is when we're not all here, take a balanced pose and we'll get here quickly. Then slowly we come up. We bring the right leg forward and place the foot along the inside. Send the arms upward. Tree of your choice. Watching And we give ourselves to it. And then we bring the knee forward. Left hand could come to the hip, grasp right big toe, and send leg forward any amount. Keep the shoulder in alignment. And then the leg might open to the right as we look to the left. Keep the right sit bone heavy, like it's a foot. Then slowly sweep back. Take left hand now around right foot. Turn, move spleen toward liver. Drop right sit bone. Gracious through the arms. Feel the whole shape. Feel the breath moving through the body. Good, then we come forward and we release that foot and we send the right leg up and back behind us as the hands slowly come to the floor. Sweeping up. Remember that business of moving through water. Good, then align the hip points, which means dropping right hip. Sternum bows, whole body bows. And then bend left knee and gradually, go slowly here. Because a lot of times we just thump down when we really want to get access to those muscles. Good, then coming down, checking left foot, whether best around outside of thigh or inside of thigh for you. And best means some ease. And then we turn. Root sit bones. Feel left shoulder blade move toward right. Right arm might come around. Lengthen the spine. Set the gaze. And then bring all of ourselves to this. Mind wanderers, just come back. And then slowly look forward again. Okay, we're going to make our way forward. Hands to the floor. Sole of the left foot presses. Sweep right leg up. Stack the hips. Good. Let the sternum drop. Head drops. Good. No locking, fluid body. And then very slowly the right foot comes down to the ground. The heel turns in, and then we send the hips back toward the right heel. So this year, I'm going to be a lot about getting down in here. And I'm looking at it like with flow, we want to have access to a number of stories in this building. Like, and I don't mean stories like the kind we tell, I mean, this is like, it's not ground level, right? It's one floor up. We often are up here. I find a certain avoidance in here, but it gives us a greater access to the way we move if we can come in here. All right, so from here, come back to center, take left hand to the ground, and then lift left leg off. Now we come to the ground floor. Wrap the arms around the legs. Bring the forehead to the knees, balancing on the sit bones. Feeling the breath. Taking boat pose. Toes flare. Extending the legs or holding the back of the thighs, chest lifts up. Then right foot lands slowly, left hand comes to the floor, lift the pelvis up, sweep the left leg through, go slowly if you can. Right hand down, right leg through, landing quietly, arms wrap. And right here, has the mind gone somewhere else? Good, then slowly open out. Maybe legs up, maybe not, maybe holding, maybe arms beside. Good, then left foot lands slowly, right hand comes to the floor. Hips lift up, land, good. Set your feet so they're parallel with one another. Grasp big toes with middle and index fingers. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Empty out through the top of the head. Check for any locking in the body. Keep it fluid. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, place your left hand under your left shoulder. Now we'll bring the left leg forward so the knee is out in front of us, and we'll cross the right leg over the left. So we've been working with this shape today, the cow face shape. It might benefit you to have a strap. We'll send the left arm up, and you could strap the hands. If the hands don't reach, then inhale, exhale, fold the torso over the thigh, and then give yourself to it. You know, what does that mean? So we listen to the body and listen to the breath. Not just with our ears, but with our whole inner senses. And we treat it like a great inquiry. What is this, you thing of nature? What is this moment? That inquiry helps to open the mind, open the body. Then we inhale, root the sit bones, coccyx draws toward pubic bone. Then lean back, lift the feet off, grasp the feet, extend the legs any amount, pull the feet, and the feet pull away. Just a little bit of tension here. Yes, big external rotation of the femur bones. You probably feel that. Piriformis and glutes. You can come forward as much as possible. And then gradually land. All right, so from here we take the left hand to the ground and we lift the pelvis up. The sole of the right foot presses and we sweep the left leg back. We bend the right knee, come down. Yep, then right hand down and right leg through. Coming to the other side now. Right leg on top. Good, left arm extends up. Elbow bends, grasping or strapping, and folding. So we set the body in the shape, and then we become aware of the breath. And then that business with the drishti, where we place our gaze, that's the doorway to presence. Because what we've done is that gaze set in one place invites the mind to settle a little bit.
We watch and we open to what's here. Attention, our attention is the most basic form of love. Then feel coccyx move toward pubic bone as you come up. Lean back, unwind. Take hold of feet. They lift up high, pull away. Feet move away from you. Shoulders move back behind you. Create a little tension. And yep, you can pull the feet. Slowly now, legs return. Good, take right hand now out. Sole of left foot comes to the ground. Right leg lifts behind. Left hand lands. And then left leg comes to the floor. Okay, so we've been doing a lot of ankle crossing. We probably don't have a lot of time. We don't. I'm going to go over just a little bit. If you want to play with this, you can. It's slightly challenging. Let's see what happens. So right leg up, comes back, behind shoulder. This could be where we work. Sit bones plant. Okay, if we wish to go on, left foot comes over right, hands come to the ground. That part's tricky. This leg likes to fall down the arm. We need to keep it up really high. Now let's lift the hips off the floor. Lift the whole pelvis up. Mula Bandha, pelvic floor lifts. So see if that's possible. Could be right here that you're working. Some of you will pull the legs away, fold forward, looking at the feet, squeezing the arm. The shoulder points would like to be in the same plane. Good, then we release the hip to the floor and we let that go. Whatever it was we just did, we let that go. Good. This morning the shirt wants to go up and the pants want to go down. This is not good. Okay, so we take the left leg and we draw it back behind the shoulder. When we do that, we draw the shoulder blade back. So we don't want this shoulder hanging forward. We want to draw it back. That may be where we stay. Left hand to the floor. Good. Squeeze the shoulder with the back of your knee, like you're pulling the calf to the thigh. Right leg might come across. There they are. You're still squeezing up here. Now, attach a string at your pelvic floor that has to lift off. Up. Okay. Maybe you're with me here. Lifting up, then send legs long. Squeeze your left arm. Shoulder points level, at least that's the intent. Fingers claw the floor. You've got spaghetti tongs for legs. They are pulling in, wrapping around the tricep. And then we land. Okay, wonderful. Let's take the legs wide. Whatever we got was wonderful because it doesn't matter, does it? All that matters is that we bring our attention to our lives. The sit bones land, and then we slowly investigate, drawing the torso over the right leg. Sink the left sit bone a lot. Maybe we turn the rib cage. See about not using the arms. And then turn your sternum down toward the ground, like you're folding forward over your right leg. Keep aware of the left leg, pressing. And come forward, all the way around toward the left. No arms. It's like we're riding a bike. Then we turn, peel open the right rib cage. So root through your right sit bone. And even sternum up toward the ceiling. Keep your legs. Good, then sink, turn toward left leg. Keep the right sit bone down. Come back through midline. Maybe hands out in front, folding forward. Keep the legs the whole time. Steady the gaze. Arrive here. Oh, it's so funny. You remember this song? You might not remember this song. How Deep Is Your Love? Is it the Bee Gees? I think it was the Bee Gees. Good. How deep is your presence? We come up. Soles of the feet together. Root sit bones. Long spine. Feel the back of the head extending. Yeah, so presence has a lot to do with mitigating injury. If we're actually present to our body, we'll know where it needs to go. Fill up the spaces between the back ribs. Good, then sit bones. Feel your coccyx move toward your pubic bone on the way up. I love that lift because you're not relying on the same lower lumbar. You're going deeper to come up. All right, let's take the legs long and we'll roll down one vertebrae at a time because that's fair. Slow enough to really be here. And let's release down into Shavasana. So remembering, as the body relaxes downward, let's remember 6 good friends, other than total presence. 6 good friends. Being generous wherever we can be, whenever we can be, and to whomever we can be, and ourselves. Acting with integrity and truth. Truth, though, in the service to truth means never hurting anyone else. So that means we have to find a way to share our truth non-violently. Acting with integrity, always coming through. For ourselves, it's an act of the intent to be whole human being. Patience, grasshopper. Practicing patience. When we feel the urge to move fast, 2 practices. One could be slow down. The other could be apply loving kindness. Liberally to ourselves and to others. The joyful effort of regular practice. Practice happens in every moment. These 2 wings of the great bird. Bringing ourselves present, letting go when we're not, and returning. Concentration. What did I just say about that? Concentration. Presence. And then relying on the great wisdom. Listening to our intuition is one way to look at that. Remembering that we're here for a very short time. Remembering that most of our ideas about ourselves are ideas. Staying wide open to this great mystery.
of being human together for this very short time. Yay. And you can stay there if you'd like, otherwise bring the knees into the chest, give yourself a hug. Are we here for this hug? Letting go of on to the next thing. Imagine that. And we roll to one side, let the head rest downward. Offer the benefits. You know, we want to stay transparent, so we want to let go and offer away whatever we've received, especially to those who are suffering. And we come up to a seat with a long spine. Good, remembering we have the opportunity in every moment today, in our 20,000 plus breaths that we're going to take today, to bring ourselves present, to simply let go when we're not, and begin again. Draw the palms together. We'll close with one Om. Inhale. We bring the hands to the forehead, right thought. May we be steady and present and joyful. The hands come to the mouth, right speech. May our words improve upon the silence. And our hands come to our heart, right action. May we be the change that we wish to see. Namaste. Good, so glad that you come to join me on Saturday. Yep, I look forward to the day when we're all together again. In the meantime, let's practice like crazy, appreciate the little things, make the absolute most of these moments. You know, we look back, we're going to have some really amazing stories to tell. Give often. Yes, let's take care of each other. Let's take care of our world. Take care.